Hey everyone, this is Hayata. Uh, After my trip to Yellowstone, I went to Grand Tetons National Park. This was just south of Yellowstone, so it was pretty convenient to get there. Um, I didn't take much video, so that's why I'm doing this on my computer and doing this via voiceover. Uh, now, I'll go over two photos that I took. Then also, I want to go over the spot I visited, which is very similar to a location that Ansel Adams took a famous photograph. Before that, even, right, let me go over something I learned about the area, especially if this is your first time visiting there. Right, so there are two parallel highways that parallel the Grand Tetons mountain range here. Right? Now, I started off on the one that's closest, but the issue with that drive is it's kind of at ground level, and uh, it's not very, I don't know, cinematic or dramatic, or I'm not sure how to say it, right? But the highway that's further away is actually at a higher elevation, so it's got more dramatic views of the Grand Tetons. Right, so if this is the first time you're going there, I'd say take that drive first. Right, so now let's go over a couple of photos I took. Right, this first one, right, I took kind of in the late morning, and let me see if I can close this so you can see a better view of the shot. Right, so uh, uh, I saw this view while I was driving down the highway, and what really caught my eye was the kind of haziness over here, right? And then there were a bunch of cars pulled over to the side, so I joined them, and I took this photo. So it's a pretty nice photo. It's not a world beater, right? But I like it. Um, I turned it black and white because the color version didn't have much contrast or pop to it, and switching to black and white did that. So yeah, it looks much better in black and white, and you can actually really see the reflection down here as well. So that's the first photo. Now the second photo, right, uh, is from the same location but down at the beach. So in the previous photo, I was maybe 20 feet higher up the embankment, but now down at the beach, lower level, right, and I saw this piece of driftwood here, lying here, so I decided to use that to frame the photo. Right, so I think this is a photo that has more impact than the previous one, um, just because it's got this tree here that's kind of framing the mountains. It's also a little more unique in that this piece of driftwood is not going to be here forever. Right, so I think that makes it nice. And then I didn't change it to black and white because I like the colors on this one. Right, this one you get the green here, you got the water and the reflection here, right? And then you got the yellow kind of beach, and then you got the white rocks. I like the colors on this one, so that's why it's a color photo. So now let me go over this photograph from Ansel Adams that I mentioned before. Right, now it is this one here. Whoops. Okay. And yeah, this is called Grand Teton Snake River. It's one of Ansel Adams's more famous photographs. Right? And on this trip, what I was able to do was kind of go to a very similar location from where it looks like he took the shot. Right? So this is on that that further away parallel road I mentioned. Right? There's an actual vista point that you can go to. It's got a parking lot and everything. Right? And it has a very similar viewpoint. So now let me see if I can get this to be side by side. There we go. And you can see that it's kind of a similar look to the photos, right? So this one on the left, which I took on an iPhone, right? So you can see on Adam's photo, You got these two kind of peaks here, kind of pointing to the right, and then there's a rounder mountain over here, and you can see that over here as well. Right? So two peaks kind of pointing to the right, and the rounder mountain here, and then you can see the curve of the Snake River here, which is very similar to the curve here. Right? So it looks like it's a very similar spot. It's probably, obviously, it's not the exact spot. Right? I mean, the highway wasn't there when Adams took his photo. Right? And the landscape does change. Right? So you can see here now there's a sandbar here, and this isn't quite as curved over here as it is here, right? Because rivers change over time, and you can also see that the trees have grown up quite a bit here, like compared to here. Now, who knows what building the road did to the environment? If on Adams's photo, right? Obviously, you can't. On my photo, I mean, right? You can't see what he's got here, right? Because it's covered by these trees here, right? But I don't. And here are the trees in front, but I don't think trees actually grow that big. I mean, they grow tall enough, but I don't think they grow that high, where it would completely obscure the view. So who knows what building the road did, right? To the vantage point. Right? I mean, maybe there's a kind of an outcropping or something that was higher up that Adams was able to go to, so you can kind of tower over their environment, whereas this shot seems to be a little bit lower. Right? So who knows? Anyway, that was a neat experience just to go to a very similar spot that Adams was at when he took his photo and kind of see what he saw. So, yep. Hey, so that's the end of my Grand Tetons visit. So stay tuned for more videos from St. Louis, Nashville, and then Great Smoky Mountains.